in the last 2 weeks, Assadi's gone now, which I don't think anybody really saw coming. Does that help there, do you think? Or is it related in any way? Are the two
Yeah,
tied together?
well, I mean, I think what it shows, the collapse of Syria, is these authoritarian regimes, they rule by fear or they rule
Yeah.
by money and state capture, but they can be very brittle. They can collapse very quickly. And I think the message that Assad, the downfall of Assad shows is you should not be trusting Russia. Russia is not your friend.
Mhm.
You know, Russia doesn't care about Georgia. It's just an instrument. And my other worry is that um, that Putin is thinking, well, if I don't get all I want in Ukraine, and especially since I have egg on my face over Assad, Georgia is a nice consolation prize. And if I can get back Georgia, that is really going to have a sinister effect on Armenia, that in the last year has moved meaningfully out of Moscow's orbit. Armenia will be dragged back in as well. So it's a kind of consolation prize or it's a bargaining chip. We know that Donald Trump wants to start trying to negotiate a peace deal in Ukraine. If Georgia goes in the next couple of weeks, that's a nice ace up Putin's sleeve. So
Yeah.
this really matters.
Donald Trump thinks that Georgia is where Herschel Walker played at college. Like he does not know where Georgia is. I'm quite convinced he has
No,
no
he
idea that this
actually
is.
it was Batumi, right? He had a Trump hotel,
Yeah.
broke ground. They just broke ground, and then the money got laundered through that. You just need an architect and plans, and he showed up with a shovel, and that was it. I don't think a single thing was built, but that was a pretty corrupt uh, real estate transaction that he did for I don't know who, somebody. Washed
Yeah.
Have
And
somebody's
you?
money clean.
I don't think it went anywhere. There are reports, it's hard to know, that Bidzina Ivanishvili, this Russian oligarch I was telling about, gave quite a lot of money to the Trump campaign
Yeah.
through CPAC so that his name wasn't personally on it. And during Trump won, he tried extremely hard to sort of get close to Trump, and Trump was completely uninterested. I mean, Georgia is just not that important to Donald Trump. And I also, the Georgian government, the incumbent government, thinks that Viktor Orban of Hungary will be their champion
Oh,
in
okay.
Great.
Washington. Um,
Maybe he
but,
will. Maybe he will go in and
well, most commentators in Georgia we met don't think that's very likely either. Viktor Orban has his own interests. So Viktor Orban has said he will block EU sanctions on Georgia. He will veto them. And that's given the Georgian government some encouragement. But there's already talk in the EU of just bypassing Hungary and every country just imposing their own national sanctions and creating a coalition of the willing. So Hungary's influence is not going to be definitive on this either.
okay.
But we have to push now because the next 10 days, if the current president is ousted, this new president is installed and declares martial law, we're in big trouble. The Georgians are in big trouble.